Juneteenth Cincinnati, in collaboration with the Kennedy Heights Arts Center, presents a celebration of the Harlem Renaissance. I remember Harlem. Do you? The Harlem Renaissance encompassed poetry, prose, painting and sculpture, jazz and swing, opera and dance. What united these diverse art forms was their realistic presentation of what it means to be Black in America. What Langston Hughes called an expression of our individual Black selves, as well as a new militancy in asserting our civil and political rights. The name alone does not describe the vast influence that this movement had on not only America, but the world. While the Renaissance was not confined to the Harlem district of New York City, Harlem attracted a remarkable concentration of intellect and talent and served as the symbolic capital of this cultural awakening. Cities like Detroit and Chicago, LA and Philadelphia were also greatly influenced by this great migration, or exodus, so to speak. This exodus of Black artists and intellectuals making their journey from the rural South to the industrialized cities of the North in an effort to express themselves through representing what it means to be and live Black in this oppressive land. But at the height of the movement, Harlem was the epicenter of American culture. The neighborhood bustled with African-American owned and run publishing houses and newspapers, music companies, playhouses, nightclubs and cabarets. The literature, music, and fashion they created defined culture and cool for Blacks and white alike, in America and around the world. Among the Harlem Renaissance's most significant contributors were intellectuals W.E.B. Du Bois, Marcus Garvey, Cyril Briggs, and Walter Francis White, electrifying performers like Josephine Baker and Paul Robeson, writers and poets Zora Neale Hurston, Effie Lee Newsom, Countee Cullen, visual artists Aaron Douglas and Augusta Savage, and an extraordinary list of legendary musicians, including Louis Armstrong, Count Basie, Eubie Blake, Cab Calloway, Duke Ellington, Billie Holiday, Ivy Anderson, Josephine Baker, Fats Waller, Jelly Roll Morton, James Rosamond Johnson, and countless others. Embracing literary, musical, theatrical, and visual arts, participants sought to reconceptualize the Negro apart from the white stereotypes that had influenced Black people's relationship to their heritage and to each other. They also sought to break free of Victorian moral values and bourgeoisie shame about aspects of their lives that might, as seen by whites, reinforce racist beliefs. Never dominated by a particular school of thought, but rather characterized by intense debate, the movement laid the groundwork for all later African-American literature and had an enormous impact on subsequent Black literature and consciousness worldwide. While the Renaissance was not confined to the Harlem district of New York City, Harlem attracted a remarkable concentration of intellect and talent and served as the symbolic capital of this cultural awakening.
My name is David Choate, and I have the pleasure of being the Artistic Director of Revolution Dance Theater. And I am so excited to be with you all tonight for a celebration of the Harlem Renaissance as we take a look at dances from that time period. I have to tell you that as not only a Black man, but as an artistic director, I recognize that the people and the icons that we're celebrating and talking about tonight literally paved the way and made it possible for me to do the things that I'm doing today. And I'm so excited that we get to be a part of this project and pay tribute to them and hopefully do them justice. Now, as we talk about people who paved the way and make things possible, I would be remiss if I didn't stop to say thank you to our sponsors for all of the work and the contributions that they make to continue to allow us to make art during a global pandemic. We have to thank ArtsWave, the Greater Cincinnati Foundation, the William O. Purdy Family Foundation, and the Seven Principles Foundation. Thank you so much for your continued support of us. For without you, we couldn't make great dances. Speaking of great dances, let's get right to it. You're gonna see some amazing choreography, you're gonna meet some of the incredible dancers performing it, and you're gonna get a chance to join in the fun as well. Without further ado, the dances of the Harlem Renaissance.
Hello, Dolly, this is Louis. Dolly, it's so nice to have you back where you belong. You looking swell, Dolly, I can tell, Dolly. You still glowing, you still growing, you still going strong. I feel the room sway, but the band's playing one of our old favorite songs from way back when. So take a rap, fellas, find her an empty lap, fellas. Dolly, never go away again. But the band's playing one of our old favorite songs from way back when. So, golly gee, fellas, have a little faith in me, fellas. Dolly, never go away, promise you never go away. Dolly, never go away again.
Hi, my name is Hanifa Valentine. I'm an artist in residence at Revolution Dance Theater. I started dancing in 4th grade at SCPA. It's an art school here in Cincinnati. My favorite performance I've done with RDT has to be This most recent one, the Renaissance one, just because it was very fun. I never got to do that style of dance before. What I enjoyed most about learning the Renaissance style of dancing was being so energetic with it. Like they kind of like flail their bodies around, but not really flailing around, it's controlled. So just learning how to do that more and like letting loose with my body, that was fun. My favorite style of dancing is ballroom dancing, such as like the tango and the waltz. It just makes me feel like really elegant and classy and like, I don't know, just fun. Like with that style of dance, I feel like I can really put on like a facade. My favorite part of performing has to be getting off stage. Because it feels like I just did something incredible. Like my energy is super high. It kind of feels like I could probably push a car or something like that. Like it just the feeling of having accomplished that is very invigorating for me. The first influence I had to dance was my mom. She wanted me to be like an athlete, like run track, play soccer, and do all of that stuff. But I was like, my legs were like this, and like I was knock-kneeded, and yeah, it was just really awkwardly built to play sports, right? So she took me to the doctor to try to figure out like what was going on with my legs, because like I said, I was like the opposite of bow-legged and like slew-footed. And the doctor said, put her in ballet, like she has good turnout naturally, and she's pretty flexible, so put her in ballet. She took me to see Peter Pan, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. After COVID, we probably won't be going back to normal, quote unquote, whatever that means. But I just hope that I can still, like luckily I've been able to do like things here and there during COVID. I hope I can still do that on a bigger scale. I would love to be back in the theater, like real seats, I mean, we have real lights, like real lights, but like the whole proscenium, everything. Like I just want to get back to truly performing like how it was before, if that makes any sense. What was my first performance? COVID. Let's see. Hot chocolate. It was very fun. You know, everyone kind of does a like rendition of the Nutcracker, and ours was super lit. Like we had an aerialist and everything. It was the coolest thing ever. It felt great though, just after, you know, sitting on my butt for so long. It felt great. My body was like, ooh girl, hold on. Maybe we should have stretched one more time before doing it. But it was really fun.
My name is Ramsey Miller. I am an artistic resident with Revolution Dance Theater.
Yeah, I think she did say artistic. You said artistic in residence.
Hello, my name is Ramsey Miller. I've been dancing for 15 years, and I've been dancing the past year as an artist in residence with Revolution Dance Theater. Well, I started dancing actually in a building next to a swimming pool, and my mom kind of just threw me into classes because my older sister had danced, and she was like, now you guys can dance together. And well, at the time it was just performing and doing their little competitions that they wanted to do. Not a serious competition dance studio, but they would give us like soccer mom trophies after, and we always thought they were like amazing, but we didn't realize it was a trophy for soccer. It was just like a participation thing. Anyways, it was really fun. But like Rashad, I really started dancing with SCPA, which is the School of Creative Performing Arts, where we were pushed to take classes, and then right after that we would rehearse for all of these wonderful opportunities that we'd have to dance. We had a fall repertoire. We would have Nutcracker and then a separate spring production. So it was a busy time of the year. And then once dance ensemble started, you were in that building from like 7 to 5:30. My favorite part of performing is interacting with the audience and the people on stage, because you've worked so hard for that moment to just have fun and to just not relax, because dance is really hard, but to say like this is what I've been working on for forever. My favorite part of learning the Harlem Renaissance dances? Was it multiple?
Yeah, I would say.
My favorite part in learning the Harlem Renaissance dances done with Revolution Dance Theater was learning how to do all those flips and turns and lifts. They were very exciting. We would pull out all the mats so that we wouldn't, die on the hardwood floor, but it was definitely exciting to be doing something that was so different for us, but so normal for them. So it was fun to step into somebody else's shoes. Not being able to perform during COVID was very sad, because all that hard work that you rehearse and that you do with other people, and that's kind of like, it's your community, right? And so you miss that chance to be with other people, that chance to smile at another person, to interact with the audience. So to cope with not being able to perform, I would go to Renee Macheo's studio, and I would do all of this dancing just for myself, and sometimes I would record myself, and I would follow my peers who would post about dance. And I've never really posted about dance, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start today, because it's the best way to perform right now. Do you want to hear a joke now? Okay. I really don't have a joke. I'm so sorry, I'm not that funny. So my first experience with Revolution Dance Theater was the performance of Human Condition that we got to dance in the Aronoff, which was amazing. That was my introduction to RDT, and that was how I got involved and where I started. And I think that just made everything else so much more exciting, and participating and being with people more exciting. That doesn't make sense how I answered that.
Hi, my name is Rashad Rice, and I am an artist in residence with Revolution Dance Theater. I have been dancing for 6 years, and my favorite dance experience will have to be meeting Arthur Mitchell. I feel like that was a very pivotal point in my dance journey and career. I got started dancing in 4th grade. Before that, I was a gymnast from the age of 2 to 9. And funny enough, after watching Dance Moms, that's where I was like, okay, I want to do that. And then it started off by me just making up dances in my living room or trying to copy the moves. And then I auditioned for SCPA and I got in, and that's where I really started my ballet dance training. Absolutely not. And I also don't think my mom could mentally take that. My favorite part of dancing with RDT is the shows, mainly because they always have a sort of complex storyline, and it's always something different each time I perform. I'll have to say my funniest moment on stage was when I fell. I always said if I fell on stage, I would probably cry about it, but I fell and tried not to laugh, which is the opposite. My last performance with RDT before the shutdown was Our Turn, and after that we were scheduled to do Shout, but due to COVID we were not able to perform that live and on stage, but however we did a 3-part documentary this summer about the storyline, and we were able to incorporate other people's stories behind and their connection to Shout. So I am happy that we will get a chance to perform Shout live and on stage. Learning dances from the Harlem Renaissance was actually very fun because it was such a lively time in people's lives. The dances were new, the songs were new, and it just, especially for Black culture, I feel like that was a very important part of our culture within music and dance and stuff like that. A joke, let me think. Wait, I'm thinking, give me a second. Okay, would you forget me in a minute? Say no. Would you forget me in 5 minutes? Would you forget me in 10 minutes? Would you forget me in a year? Okay, knock knock. Darn, I thought you said you wouldn't forget me. That's the last joke my sister told me, so that's the only thing that came to mind.
How have you been surviving the quarantine?
Lots of Netflix and streaming shows, yes, and a lot of craft projects, like making clothing, painting, redoing my bedroom. I've redone my bedroom 7 times since quarantine has started. Someone save me.
Hello, my name is Ramsey Miller, and I'll be teaching you the Charleston. So, to start off, you're going to take your feet just to get the motions, and you're going to turn out and turn in, and turn out and turn in, turn out and turn in. So with your first leg, I'm using my left leg, but it might not be the same for you. I'm starting to turn out. Whenever you have your foot out, it's in, then you turn out, right? So it's turned in with your legs out, which is very confusing, but it's turned in, turned out, turned in, turned out. And eventually, after you do 1, 2, you're gonna put your weight onto your right foot and start with your left. And do the same in-out motions. Yeah. Rashad, would you like to come over and join me? Right, right, right. Switch left, left, left. Switch right, switch left. Switch right, switch left, switch right, switch left. Thank you so much for learning this fun step with us.
Have fun trying it at home.
Yes.
There is absolutely no denying the artistic brilliance that these people had during this time. I mean, there is just no denying the Black girl magic and African American excellence that we were seeing. I mean, their talent alone speaks for itself. But what really, to me, makes all of these legends legendary and noteworthy is the backdrop in which they were creating this art. To understand what was going on in America during this time, will offer you an understanding of why these people were so remarkable. Creating art, crafting these just incredible literary works, coming up with incredible music, and of course, dancing with all the joy in the world, mark the absolute resilient spirit that has always been a moniker in the African American culture. I say this because all of this incredible stuff was happening against a backdrop that was very ugly in this country. We're talking about Black codes and Jim Crow laws in full effect. We're talking about knowing people in your family that were slaves. We're talking about being very, very clear on this whole separate but equal thing, but not really equal. We're talking about a time where African Americans were still very much considered less than in this country, and not just by thought, but by action and deed. At a time where no one would question if they were just always depressed, walking around with their head down, not wanting to come outside to a country that doesn't welcome them. Here we see these incredible African American legends creating art that we still dance to, listen to, look at, and admire today. For many African Americans, the simple act of creating, the simple act of expressing, the simple act of existing continues to be a radical act in this country. And that was something that we really wanted to celebrate in this program. While, of course, we love bringing you the high-spirited, joyous, flipping around dances of the Harlem Renaissance, we also had to take this moment to really acknowledge some of the other art that they were creating. Art that made people uncomfortable. Art that was speaking about the truth of what was happening in this country at the time. Art like that of the legendary, the bold, the beautiful, Miss Billie Holiday. I sat down with one of the dancers who got to portray her in a recent work depicting strange fruit. And this is what she had to say.
A few things that come to mind, like when I first hear Billie Holiday and like the legendary song and all that, is being like unapologetic. She, like the whole way the government was just going after her is insane to think about, for one, because she is one lady and all she did was pour out her heart, and now she's a problem. That's very, it makes me sad, but it also makes me think like, if one lady can sing a song and like change the world kinda, what power do we have, like as people who are still being artists and creating things today? Like unapologetic. That is the number one thing that comes to mind. And with like everything that's going on recently, like the whole virus and all that stuff, it just makes me think like, dang, I should be more like unapologetically myself, like living my truths no matter what, even if it offends people, who cares? Your point is sometimes to offend the right people, but most of the time, no, like you're not trying to hurt anybody, you're just trying to be you, living your truth, shine some positive light, or maybe some negative if the negativity needs to be shed, but no matter what, just, I don't know, just be you, unapologetic. And then like being able to portray her in dancing, it made me feel very strong, because to be unapologetic, you have to be very strong and sound and in yourself. And it, like being there in the roots, quote unquote, but in nature, like feeling the ground, being grounded, moving, it felt really good in a sense, especially to be able to pay homage to somebody that's so great and so fruitful. Like she paved the way for so many people, and she's beautiful. Beautiful lady at that. It made me feel very powerful. very strong, very powerful, very unapologetic. I'm glad that I got the opportunity to do that. Hopefully she can see me and be like, ooh, I like that. So while we were filming the video for Strange Fruit, someone had made a comment about like how the trees actually looked like lynching trees. And then I looked down and I was like, it does feel a little eerily familiar. And then just, you know, piggybacking off of that thought, like all the things that are still eerily familiar about that whole time period. Like today you still see black people getting treated so unfairly, like segregation, racism, all that stuff is still alive and well. There's this like narrative that black people, or anybody that's oppressed, should get over it. And that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The fact that we still, like all these things are still happening today and you just want people to look past it, but you can't acknowledge the fact that it happened and it's still happening. Like, why is that? Nothing has changed. And I love the fact that she does sing the song even though they don't want her to. She does do all this stuff even though they're completely against it. They try to take her out, but she's so unapologetic in that she does it anyway because it needs to be out. It needs to be said. It needs to be heard. It needs to be felt. And I love the fact that yes, it does make people uncomfortable, but I don't care that it makes you uncomfortable. You need to be uncomfortable so that we can change and grow. Because I'm uncomfortable too. I've been uncomfortable since the beginning. So if you get a slight sense of being uncomfortable, okay, so what? Life is uncomfortable, growth is uncomfortable, change is uncomfortable. I need you to be uncomfortable. We will get through this.
And now a little tune written especially for me, Strange Fruit. Southern trees bear strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the root, black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. Pastoral scene of the gallant South, the bulging eyes and the twisted mouth, scent of magnolia, sweet and fresh. Then the sudden smell of burning flesh. Here is a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rock, for the tree to drop. Here is a strange and bitter cry.
Hello, my name is Rashad Rice, and today I'll be teaching you a few 8 counts from Chatterbox. Let's begin. Okay, so you're gonna start back here from the corner, and you wanna put your hands on your hips, or even if you wanna be a little fun, get a little hat or a little prop and put it on your head. But I'm gonna put my hands here. So you're gonna step right foot front, left foot front, and you're gonna go right foot, right foot. Got that? So you go right foot front, left foot front, right foot, okay? You wanna go left foot front, right foot front, left foot, left foot. Let's try that from the beginning, okay? Right foot front, left foot front. Right foot, right foot. Left foot front, right foot front, left front, left front. And now that you have the basic step, you're gonna add a little bit of flavor and spice to it, okay? So, from the beginning, you wanna make sure you really twist and lean your head back when you put your foot forward, like this. You got it? So after that, you wanna walk and snap. So see, snap, 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 snap. And now when you do that, you wanna kick your left foot front, right foot front, left foot front, right foot front, left foot front, right foot front, and stop. Let's try that one more time. And left, right, stop. Now, you add a little bit of flavor to it. Nice, okay. After that, you wanna come up, you wanna bend your knees, you wanna shoot your left foot out and pull your shoulder up. Let's try that. Bend your knees, kick your left foot out, and pull your right shoulder up. Nice. Now you wanna do that 2 times to the right, and then 2 times to the left. Right, left. Now, let's put that all together from the snaps. Snap, 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 snap. Right, right, left, left. Okay, from the top. Right, left, right, left, left. Walk around yourself. 4, 6, 7, 8, and snap, 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 snap. And right, left. So after you go right, left, you wanna reach out really big, bend your legs, and twist left foot out, right foot out. Left foot out, right foot out. So you want your feet to go the same way and the same way, but bend your knees like this. And twist and twist and twist. Now, you're gonna bring your arms out and bring them back down. Good, up, and bring them back down. Okay, now that you got that, let's add a little bit more. Then all the way down, bring it all the way up, and all the way back down. Bring it all the way back up, and all the way back down. Very nice, I like it a lot. Okay, so now we're gonna go right back from the very top and do all that with our flavor, spice, and all of our personality. You ready? Here we go. Bring it up. And bring it down. And now that you know the steps, it's time for us to show you how we do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Chatterbox.
Comes time now for a first-class trumpet solo on our evening program as we hear Rex Stewart on the trumpet and Chatterbox.
Man, it has been such a pleasure to be with you all tonight, and I want to say thank you again for joining us as we celebrate the Harlem Renaissance. I hope that you learned something a little bit more about that time period, and maybe about some of the icons of that day and some of the legendary artists that we're creating right now. I also hope that you took us up on that offer and got up off the couch and danced with us as well. If you don't take anything from tonight's program, please remember this. No matter what's going on in this country, no matter what's going on in your personal life, don't forget to take time and breathe. Reach down inside of you, pull out something beautiful, and keep creating. And never, ever forget to take time, listen to the music, and dance. I'm David Choate for Revolution Dance Theater, and it's been a pleasure to be with you tonight.
Say, say, say. Say, say, say. Say a prayer for me. Strange fruit come down off that tree. Cut it down under your feet. Juicy fruit so bittersweet. Fruit stand tall, these roots go deep. Strange fruit busting on these thieves. Ancestors don't take defeat. Left the scent of victory.
The 1920s came to a close, so did the Harlem Renaissance. Its heyday was cut short largely due to the stock market crash of 1929 and resulting Great Depression, which hurt African-American-owned businesses and publications and made less financial support for the arts available from patrons, foundations, and theatrical organizations. However, the Harlem Renaissance's impact on America was indelible. The movement brought notice to the great works of African-American art and inspired and influenced future generations of African-American artists and intellectuals. The self-portrait of African-American life, identity, and culture that emerged from Harlem was transmitted to the world at large, challenging the racist and disparaging stereotype of the Jim Crow South. In doing so, it radically redefined how people of other races viewed African Americans and understood the African American experience. Culminating this virtual performance series, the Cincinnati Public School Jazz Orchestra and the Middle School Jazz Orchestra, directed by Dr. Isidore Rudnick, present a musical tribute to the great Harlem Renaissance musicians Duke Ellington, Fats Waller, and Billie Holiday. The orchestras will be joined by special guest artists, brilliant Louisville saxophonist Ron Jones.